about to leave, already packing. Come with me, I'm not really asking.
Hey, welcome back.
Hey y'all.
We thought today we would do a life update for y'all because we've had a lot going on, and so what better than just to do a sit down talk life update.
That's right.
So we'll start with the first things first. Our investment, I was gonna say fell through, but really we let it go.
Yeah.
And so here's why. You know that the first banker said no. We went to second banker. We really liked him, and he didn't tell us no, but he asked us to extend our contract longer with the seller, and we had already done that once, and we just didn't feel right about dragging the seller of the land on if we weren't positive that we were going to get the loan. So after talking to the banker longer, we realized his terms were different than the previous bank. It was a higher percentage of interest and a shorter term loan. And so it really didn't make sense for us to even try to get a loan on those terms. It would have been a pretty stressful few years before we're actually making money. It would have eventually made really good money, but it would have been kind of stressful.
Yes.
So it was really hard because we really wanted it, but in the end we both felt peace at that point, and like it was time to let it go, and just appreciated the knowledge that we learned, even though we felt like kind of like we put a lot of wasted hours. It was actually not wasted. We learned a lot about the type of investment that we're wanting to get.
Definitely.
So, and we know we're kind of taking you on this crazy path, and we don't have to do that, but we've talked about it, and you know, that's the highs and lows of life. So
right.
We may not bring you on every low with each of our children because it's their personal life that they may not want aired publicly.
Right.
But this is, you know, our thing, and we don't mind sharing the ups and downs. And you know, I think it's easy for us and other people to look at someone who has an investment or something that makes good money, and we think sometimes, oh, well, that's just them. They're good at that, or they had no problems getting there. Or even in the Christian arena, a lot of times you hear, like, if the door just doesn't freely open, it's probably not God. And I don't think that's necessarily always the case. Sometimes you do got to push hard, and sometimes you have to go through a lot of ups and downs before you get to the right thing. Maybe this will all pan out, or we don't get to the right thing, you'll be like, nah, or maybe it will. So hopefully, but either way, you will take you through the ups and downs. So, but while we had that door kind of closing, we had another door open. So it's cool. One of those cool stories where my dad was talking to a buddy who told him about an RV park for sale, and then the guy's brother was originally possibly going to buy this RV park but decided not to. So he happened to be my old youth leader's husband from church from whenever I was younger. So I called him up, found out all about the park, and we'll tell you more about the park as we get into it. But looks like there's actually a really high chance we're going to be able to buy this park. From the seller, he has verbally committed to sell it to us. We have agreed upon price, and we are looking to go to the town where he's at next week to sign a contract. So
yeah,
we're actually really excited about it.
very excited.
So we were not building an RV park, if you wondered, and that's still in the back burner. Also, remember the man who passed away that we were trying to buy land from? His wife came back around, called us, asked if we were still interested in land. We said yes. So we ran her over an offer letter on that, and she runs all her letters and offers and stuff through her brother. So we're actually hoping to get both ultimately, but I think the land is very up in the air, but the RV park is seeming more
Definitely.
like it's gonna happen. And so it is actually less pricey, so we've already got pre-approval from a bank loan on that, which was awesome.
Yeah.
So relieved to have that. And so we could actually potentially do 2 or 3 investments for the same price that we were trying to do this other one, even though that would have been like a one-stop
Right.
cash cow, if you
Yeah,
want to call it that, like money maker, something that feels like a cash cow, But
Definitely felt that way.
anyway, so not to give you too much details of our personal whatever, but like we're just regular, ordinary, everyday
yeah.
life people with a dream.
Right.
So we're just kind of taking you along for that. If something pans out, then, hopefully you'll be inspired to go for whatever your dream is, because we're all just
Absolutely.
everyday, ordinary people. And I want to say my dad owns some motels and has owned different ones along the way, and different like restaurants, shopping strips, just random things like that. But I remember he did construction when I was a kid and built houses and such, and I remember him constantly talking about, one day I'm going to buy me a motel. And, as a little kid, it's not like we were rich, and that just seemed so far-fetched and like such a pipe dream. And I thought, no, you're not. Stop looking at land and motels and talking about it. Like that, it just seems so far-fetched to my little kid mind. And one day, years later, my dad came home and said, bought me a motel today. And we could not believe it. We were shocked to death. And it was super exciting. It was in Lufkin, Texas, and it was by the Exposition Center. So we got to meet, like, Ricky Van Shelton, is that his name? Like all these country music singers, and see like their tour buses and stuff. We'd go spend the weekend there and swim. We thought it was the coolest thing ever, but it was just this dream my dad had, and he couldn't get there by himself. He had some mentors and people who had owned motels to help him get there. He had, some different financing options to get where he got, but it's not like it just magically happened. And he had, a lot of deals not work out over the years or not come together. So I kind of grew up watching that, and maybe that's part of why I'm a heavy dreamer. And then Ryan is a dreamer in personality. Like, you're a big dreamer.
I'm always thinking about some idea, trying to invent something in my mind. Especially when I was plumbing, I was like inventing all sorts of things to try and make plumbing easier.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just always thinking about what can I make? What can I invent? And so since I've known Kristin and met her dad and known the types that he likes to invest in stuff, like I've really kind of caught on to the idea of investing and buying property and doing something like this. And so I'm like gung-ho. I've probably looked at, oh my gosh, hundreds of RV parks for sale all across the nation in the past 3 years.
Yeah, he's constantly like, oh, listen to this, babe. Look, here's a RV park for sale. It has this many spots, this much money. And I'm more the realist. He's more the dreamer. And so we're trying to kind of marry those and pull the dreamer out of me and get some realist into him. And, my question always is, that's great, but where's the location and are they full on a normal basis? Well, no. And I'm like, okay, well, it's probably when it's for sale. So we're trying to like find that pretty middle that we both feel secure about and bring those dreams and realities together. So anyway, we're pretty excited. We're not trying not to get too hopeful. Like, we're definitely hopeful, but we've had a lot of ups and downs. We've had a lot of things fall through in the past year. But again, that's why we're taking you along, because I think this kind of journey is just kind of like that. You have a lot of ups and downs until you find that thing. And we want to encourage you, if you're out there, have this underlying dream that you haven't even pursued, or if you've been pursuing things and you're like, everything I try falls through, keep going at it. You're going to find that thing and that sweet spot for you, or the right one for you. And we believe that we'll find that for us too, and that the right doors will open at the right time. So.
Right. Yeah. I mean, if you see, like, if we post a video that this deal didn't go through, like, one thing you're not going to see is us, like, stop looking and stop trying and stop pushing and trying to get something, something going that we're dreaming about. So that we're going to keep going and moving forward.
But you may not see all our bummed emotions.
Right.
He gets bummed, but I am like a very passionate person, and as quick as I can go up, I can plummet down, and I might be depressed and like not want to get out of the bed till like 11 for like 3 days. So we definitely have our up and downs. We're humans. We definitely get bummed out, sad, those kinds of things when stuff doesn't work out. We didn't as much on this other one because we had kind of already gone through so many ups and downs with it that we were just at peace. At that point, it was our choice to let it go, and we felt good about letting it go. Right. But we had a lot of those bummed moments in the middle of it. Getting told no, like I told you, I almost cried at the city, which was embarrassing. But, it's just kind of how it was. Anyway, so that's kind of an investment update. We figure if we're able to get this, it'll be we think at least a month and a half before we close, just based on the time frame that appraisals are running and things like that right now. So that's kind of our guesstimate, but we'll see. And we'll definitely be excited to show you the thing and tell you where it's at. If you have any name suggestions for us, we are going to rename the park. My dad thinks that we should call it Rolling by the Dozen RV Park. So if you could comment below and give us all your suggestions, we'd love to hear them. We haven't decided yet.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah. And another life update is that, okay, do you remember when our slide broke like a couple months ago, I think? And we called 12 to 15 mobile RV repair people saying like, we'll pay you extra, please come fix our slide for us. And we had the hardest time getting somebody out. Everybody was 2 to 3 weeks out, like fixing stuff on other people's RVs. And I looked at Ryan and said, you need to become a mobile RV repair tech. And he's like, I know. And it's something we had toyed with anyway, and he had thought about wanting to do, so we decided to look into it and see what it took. And come to find out, there's a 5-week RV school where it's like hands-on training right here in Texas. And so we're about to go do that. Here we're gonna go visit my parents for about a week, and then he's going through the 5-week school. We're staying in the town in our RV, and then he'll be a licensed mobile RV repair guy. So
sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, which is obviously needed in this area, we have discovered after all those calls. So yeah, and then he can still do plumbing too, but we want to have like some side businesses while we're getting the RV park up and running. So and just to make extra money until we maybe have more investments. This one's not like a one-stop shop. We have a lot of kids, so we want to make more money than that.
Yeah, and if you bring your RV to our RV park and it breaks down there, I'll be able to fix it for you.
That's true.
No problem.
Yep. So those are kind of life updates and what's happening with us. And we have been, we canceled our trip slowly. Like we canceled one RV park at a time, week by week, but we just had too much going on here that we just decided it wasn't good timing. And so we are a little bored because we're used to traveling for the past year and a half. So kids have been a little bored, I think. We've been a little bored, but the kids, if you're wondering how they feel, they are very excited about the RV park because we'll actually live there at first. They're definitely hoping we'll get it. They like the area it's in. They're ready to settle down in a church, so we'll be looking for a church to go to. And they also are excited about getting into music lessons, so we told them we'd put them in music lessons, which they used to do when we lived in a house before we started traveling. So we're planning to do those things, and they are looking forward to that. And it's a big adventure to them buying an RV park, so they're definitely excited about the adventure of it all. So Got anything else?
No, I think that covers it.
Yeah. Other than that, we've been doing daily life. We've been getting together with friends, family, going out to eat way too much. And so, like, I walked 20,000 steps yesterday to try to compensate for some of that. And just been doing the daily life living here and trying to get this investment going. So, or an investment going.
Right.
Yeah. But we hope that you're doing well. Chase your dreams. Don't give up.
Right.
If you've had a lot of things that didn't work out, then we're praying you find the right thing for you and that things will start to look up for you and that you'll find what you're looking for.
Absolutely.
We'll see you later.
See y'all later.
Bye.